Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video, and as you can see I've got a double page 6x8 layout happening. These are all photos from St. Mary's in Shrewsbury, and I have them laid out this way. I need 2 cards, and I like that these are in opposite corners. Now a 4x6 travel card is much harder to come by than a 3x4. So I don't have anything in mind here that I know will work, but I'll go through my travel cards first. If I don't find anything there, then I'll go into my more generic 4x6 cards that are just in my regular stash, and hopefully something there will match. I don't want to do brown or gray over here. I wouldn't mind it in a smaller card, I think, because it's a neutral, but over here I want some kind of color. Originally I thought red, because there is some here, a little peeking out there and there, but I almost feel like that's too bold when I look at the rest of this, because this is so subdued. So I'm not even quite sure what color I'll be able to find, but I'll know it when I see it. So for this pocket over here, I've decided to just go with gray. I thought that might be a good neutral, and when I saw this, I do think it'll work, and I love that I can stamp up here. And these came as a set, I think. I'm pretty sure they're from Ellie's Studio, and I know I had them in a rainbow of colors, so either I got them periodically in kits over time and they just happened to be different colors, or they came as a set. So if you're looking for them and you like this style but in different colors, look at Ellie's Studio. I pulled out the things that I had put together specifically for the Shrewsbury album, and I didn't find any cards in there that I thought would work. Really, this is the only 4x6 I have, and that definitely does not work here. I have a couple of 3x4s left that I may end up using elsewhere, but none of those really went. I could have taken this and like attached it to a background, but I just think this silver is too close to that gray. I need color. So those aren't going to work. I do think though that I have something in my regular stash of 4x6 cards here, and so I will just look through there. I mean, I can't use a color like this, that doesn't go, but hopefully there's something else in there that's a little more subtle that will match. All right, I have found this card, and this is a very light pink, or almost even a coral, very muted, and I love that there's brown here because there's lots of brown happening in these photos. Now there's no gray here, so it's definitely in contrast to that, but that's fine. I think I will have to go through my stash of stuff, though, to find something that's relatively close to this color to work in somewhere else. Otherwise, that's going to look weird. At first, I thought this was more coral when I was looking at the color. And so I grabbed out my orange and coral phrases here. And I thought, oh, great, I found these 2 I can use. But when I held them up against this, apparently I was wrong. It looks much more pink to me when I see those next to it. It's just very muted and subtle. So not sure I can use those. They do match with what's in the floor here. There's kind of an orangey tone there in the brown, but overall I'm just not sure I can pull that off together. So I also have these, so I'm going to go in here and see if I can find something else that's a little closer, like even this. I mean, I wouldn't use this because the saying isn't right, but even that color I think is a little bit closer maybe to the actual card. Okay, I've become extremely frustrated trying to find something to match this card. None of those really work with this, so I think I'm going to have to just not use it. So that's definitely disappointing because I really like it. Hoping maybe I can use it somewhere else, but I don't think it's going to work here. So when I went back into those cards, even though I had said I wanted color, guess what I'm going to use instead? Gray. It's pretty darn close to that. I don't know if this was meant to be a winter thing, but the patterns in it actually look similar to some of the patterns that you see here in different spots, you know, like right there. That's not too far off. So I think I'm just going to use it, and then I will have to find some colorful embellishments of some type to go with this. I'm thinking I may have to pull from the floor here. So again, that kind of orangey brown, there's a darker brown. There's a hunter green there, but I I don't really see that anywhere else, so I don't know that I can get away with it. This one is just really tough, much tougher than I thought it would be to find things that will bring it all together. When I went back into my stash of stuff to find out if there was anything I can use with this, guess what I found? I found something. It has gray, but it also has red and just a little bit. So even though I said I wasn't going to use red at the beginning because it was too bold, I think I'm going to end up using red, and it's not too bold. If I just kind of overlap it here, maybe I've got two different shades of gray, and so there's some distinction, but I've got the red. I have lots of red phrases. I know I have some stickers in red, so I'm just going to start going through everything and figure out what I can put together here. So I've decided that when I attach this, there is a hole already made there. So I pulled out my brads, and I'm going to use a red one for that, just to bring in a little more red. Then I will definitely have to figure out something to use over here, but I'm not to that point yet. I've grabbed out a couple of things, and I'm hoping maybe I can find something in there. But for now, I'm just going with the brad. Once I have that done, I actually decided to flip these photos because I didn't like the red on top of the red. Plus, then when you turn the page, you see the name right there before you see anything else. So I have that. And then for over here, I've decided I'm going to use another one of the brads and just put it right here to the left-hand side and then stamp a phrase in there. What that phrase is, I don't know yet, but at least I know I'm going to bring in some red with the brad, and I'll figure out the rest as I go. I have stamped my card. As you can see, it just says that and more, because that's how I felt. This was right when I entered, and this was gorgeous enough, but oh, there was more to come, and it was even better. So I figured that was fitting. And this is from a set called Away by Carrie Bradford's studio. This is several years old. I don't remember exactly when I got it. I have no idea if it's still available anywhere, but that's where it's from, just so you know the name. So now that I have that done, I can put in my other brad. So I will just make a little hole right there, add in the brad, and then that card will probably be done. I don't know that I'll add more to it. I've actually been considering stamping something in here underneath this phrase, just a shorter word or maybe a 2-word phrase to go in there just to fill some of that blank space. I did also pull these chipboard stickers because there's a red star there. Now that might be too much red. That's why I thought, maybe I should offset it with a little black so these look like they match. So sorry if that's off camera. There we go. So that they look like they match. So I have options, and I'll just see what happens. I have decided I'm going to stamp there, and when I was looking at this set, I found another phrase that I want to use, and I think I'm just going to do the one that says, I just want to explore. It's longer than I thought it would be, but it's still shorter than the initial phrase, and it'll still stand out because of the black ink. There we have the card after I did the stamping, and I'm super glad I did that. I think it helps a lot just to have that on there. And I'm also considering maybe doing some black splattering when this is all done. I kind of want to see it all together first before I do that, but I'll think about it. Now I have to pick out some embellishments for the photos. When I was looking through stuff that I had pulled here, I thought maybe I would use more color. I actually think I probably won't. I thought maybe more red, but again, probably won't. I've got here, here, and here. There's a visual triangle happening with the red. These are added. That was already there, so I looked out on that one. But I found these phrase stickers in this little book here, and there's quite a few in there I could use, and I think they would work well mixed in, so I think I'm going to try that. Apparently, this layout is all about changing my mind, because when I was looking at the words, I thought, I wonder if I could layer that and still get some more red in there. So I pulled out my red labels. Well, I found this square one, and I generally don't like square labels. I like them to be more rectangular in shape or circles. And I thought, well, I could layer it to help me get that used, and when I cut it off, it's going to look more like a rectangle. So I have that on there, and I'm going to save that piece because I might be able to work it in somewhere. I'm not sure. But then that's what I have up here. And let's put in a staple, why don't we, since I'm here. There we go. All right, so I have that up there. And you know what, actually, I'm going to try to peel this up a little bit and move it down just a hair. I did peel that up and moved it down just a little bit, and then I decided to add another one down here overlapping. So it really cuts down on the red that you actually see, which I think is helpful. And then that will go right there, and I love the pop of red in there. I didn't think I would, especially with this floor, but I think the photos lead you to find the red in them, because here's just a tiny bit, then you see this, you get this, and it leads your eye over here. So I like that. Now I just have to figure out, is this enough? Do I want to do anything else? I almost feel like maybe I should have something up in this upper left because it's fairly blank, but I'm not sure what that would be. I decided to pull another sticker off that sheet, and I just did the one that says "Wish you were here." And it doesn't have red in it, but that's okay. At least it will match the other cluster that I have over here because these stickers are the same. So let's put it here and let's see, do I think it needs anything else? You know, I don't think it does. I had considered the splattering, but I don't want it to be too much. So I think I'm going to leave it as is. I can always go back and add that in if I feel like I really want it. So for now, here is another one done for Shrewsbury. Thanks for watching.